Hello everybody, and welcome to Europa Universalis IV Golden Century. Today we're going to be starting a new game as Huastec right here. We're going to be going for the achievement League of the Mayapan, which is to, hang on a second, just go ahead and take a look at it right here. So reunite the League of the Mayapan, which requires me to own cores on all those highlighted areas in the Yucatan Peninsula and have a reformed religion. And to reform for the Mayans, you need to be at peace, have fewer rebel-controlled provinces than one, stability of at least one, and own at least 20 provinces with overextension of less than 1%. So basically, just have a relatively stable realm. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be wanting to do the new stuff in Iberia and North Africa, but I figured I'm a really big fan of playing in Central and South America, not so much North America, because the North American natives are just so incredibly boring in this game right now. There's just nothing to do up there, but Central and South America can be quite fun, and there are a good deal of new provinces in this area. So we are going to get it started. There will be, of course, the really big struggle. There's going to be the initial struggles of trying to become a regional power, and then, of course, there's going to be the larger struggle of having the European powers coming over and colonizing the area. So the idea, I think, is going to basically to try to grab as much coastline as I possibly can get my hands on before they get here. Oh, and because it's probably going to come up a lot, I'm going to show you guys all of the ideas for the, oh god, I'm gonna butcher this pronunciation. I know a lot. Huastec is what we're gonna go with. I'm going with that because over here, the culture group is called Huastec, so that's what we're going with. All right, so the idea group, the ideas for the Mayans. And I'm pretty sure all Mayans will probably have these same ideas here. Are pretty good. I looked them over, and I was pretty happy with them. So our traditions, what we get at the start, are National Unrest -1 and Fort Defense plus 15%. So right at the top here, I can tell you that I feel like defensive ideas are going to be pretty choice here for the Huastec. We've got the sacred cenote through, let's see, though Chichen Itza is an abandoned ruin, the cenote remains one of our most sacred sites. The well is an entrance to the afterlife. The ritual sacrifices carried there have greater power than those carried anywhere else. Stability cost modifier -10%. Not the most amazing thing, but stability cost modifier. You stack a couple of those up, you can easily keep your stability at around 2 without too much issue. Building traditions. From time immemorial, we have built immense cities and great pyramids in a harsh jungle land. Development cost -10. That one's pretty choice though. Ancient feuds. Ziu, Kokomes, and Itza have a. You'll have to forgive me if I'm getting these wrong, because I do not know what the correct pronunciation of almost anything here are. Have been for many eras the ruling houses of the Mayan people in Yucatan. Their struggle and numerous betrayals of one another have left behind a fertile legacy of feuds and offenses awaiting repayment. Aggressive expansion impact -10%. I don't know if that one's going to be too terribly useful for me. I kind of feel like we're going to have a slow roll at the start here. And then by the time aggressive expansion becomes a problem, I might be big enough for it not to really matter then. This one looks mighty interesting, though. Shipwrecked survivors. Strangers have been washing up on our shores, claiming to have crossed the sea in great boats with wings, only to fall off them. Some have married amongst our people and become honored advisors to our rulers. Tech cost -5%. So we're going to have dev cost -10% and tech cost -5%, which is going to be very nice. Kuch Cabal. Since before the fall of Mayapan, our land has been divided in provinces. Though they have now grown into autonomous areas, they remain an effective way of administrating the land. National tax modifier +10%. This is one of the ones between that 15% fort defense and the attrition for enemies +1 right here. So one of the reasons why I think defensive might be really nice. Plus the jungles and mountains. Some of our towns lie so deep in the jungle that they are effectively beyond the reach of enemies, making them far harder to conquer. And Cast War. We must not tolerate, not even for a moment, foreign rule over our people. No matter how long we have to wait, we will rise up again and seek our freedom. Morale of armies, 10%. And then our capper is infantry combat ability, 10%. So there's a fair few good military ideas in here. With attrition for enemies, morale of armies, infantry combat ability, and fort defense. And then just these two really sweet monarch PowerPoint reductions of dev and tech cost. So I feel real strongly about our ideas. So I was going to show you the achievement, which is this one right here. But it looks like it's because this is pre-release. It's not going to show up correctly on here. I mean, it is on here correctly as a achievement I can get. So you can see that I am on Iron Man mode right here. But it's this one right here, League of the Mayapan. And this is one I could do as well, which is capture the flagship of an enemy fleet. Okay, so as terrifying as it is for me right now to start up a new game, because I've not played in Central America in quite some time, I think it's time. Whew. Well, let's see who likes me first. No one. That's a rough start. Absolutely nobody loves me. Okay. So, yeah, there's your problem. Thinking maybe we start by trying to improve relations with someone who might actually like me. And I think this guy is a good potential rival. This is Totonac. So let's choose them. Totonac. Let's see. Atomi. Is it Atomi? Which one is Atomi here? That's the other one that touches me. They already hate me. And you know what? These guys all hate my guts. Let's see. Chichimeca? Go with that one. Okay, so these guys are slightly different. They're a different government type, I think. Because they've got the tribal buildings here. I have to try playing as them at some time, too. See how that goes. Cannot afford that. Let's see. Force limit is 6. And we don't have Cav yet. So we're just going to go straight to 6 on regular troops. And I'm going to... Yeah, I'll leave them there. And why don't we go ahead and... root out corruption up. Army maintenance down. And you are allied with the other guy right here, probably. No. This one right here. Do you have any friends? You have... Oh, there's so much gold in the region. Economic. Ooh, economic ideas. I just realized how sweet that would be, because Economic Ideas has minus 20% dev cost at the end. Right here. So that would give me minus 30% dev cost, which would be really important before I reform. Oh, I like how maritime and naval are not in here, because I don't know what boats are yet. Also, stacking up some of the modifiers on defensive here. Let's see. So defenses is going to be really strong, because one of my ideas gives me 10% more morale, so that's 25% morale. Land maintenance modifier in this one right here, and I have 15% defense of my forts. Gives me another 25% for 35% fort. Land attrition for enemies up, so that's going to give me base 2 attrition for enemies, and then jungle I think is another 1 or 2. What's my land look like? This is dry lands, and that's jungle. Okay. Yeah. I think this is going to be a tough start. I've played as the Aztec before, but the Aztec were in a much stronger starting position than I was over here. Do I even have a fort? I don't even think I have a fort. No, I don't. And building a fort is going to be expensive. Tech cost minus 5%. I mean, that's great. But what's the tech cost to me right now? A lot. Oh, I finished a mission? Oh, builds a force limit. Maybe I'll hang on to that, though. Because, New World Modernization. Drive out the Europeans. Sunset Invasion. It looks like these are all pretty basic, except for these ones. Let's see. Not a tribe. Neighboring country has feudalism less than 1 tech ahead. Gain 3 in innovativeness and 20 prestige. Drive out the Europeans. Complete mission New World modernization. Total development at least 100. No European nation or their colony's own province in your capital region. 200 military power. And manpower recovery speed and yearly prestige. Sunset invasion is at least 5 provinces in Europe. Actually, I have done Sunset Invasion, the Sunset Invasion achievement, which is to play as the Aztecs when I played as the Aztec. And why don't we go ahead and let's just... Why does it automatically open this up? I don't want to see that information. Do you have... You don't have any friends, but I also can't get a CB on you. So why don't we go ahead, covert actions, and build a spy network on these guys? I mean, I don't think I have a CB on them, like a native CB on them right now. Let's wait a tick here and see where we are. Mayan Confederation. The lands around us are divided into numerous Khas, city-states of little consequence. All neighboring Khas must join our city or perish. Let's see. Aggressive expansion, 75%. Prestige, 100%. Cost for conquest up. Oh. Interesting. Now, I'm assuming we're all Tech 1? We're all Tech 1. So, I am going to focus on military. Can I afford what's $1 for one of these guys? No. It's $1 ducat. It's not going to happen. And introduce vision quest. That's stability cost modifier, but more yearly prestige. Yeah, let's go ahead and take that. It's gonna... Finding any... allies is going to be a problem because nobody wanted to be my friend at the top of the game. And Yucatan. Which one's Yucatan? Oh, is that the one I'm improving relations with right now? Yes, it is. Just an ally would be great. Because I think that's what's going to be the opening moves in this scenario. Is going to be to get some alliances and then work on favors. Not quite there yet, but we're getting there. I think I might be able to get it. I think it's going to be a slow roll at the top here. Oh, you got to be kidding me. That's rough. 031. That's rough. Well, at least I have a friendo. Tribal... Are we even 1 year? Okay. Alright. Alright. Tribal feud. During the height of the summer festivities, and our capital members of 2 feuding tribes decided to have a public showdown and fight it out in front of the entire political and religious leadership of our state. Chaos and ensuing violence. Someone murdered my heir. Isn't he like an infant? So, January, we're about 1 year into the game. And got my first stability hit. Right after I took increased cost for stability. Yep. That tracks. That sounds about right. Alright, so who might else want to be my friend? Canpech, Quiche. It's this one? Yep. And that one. I'll take... I think I'll take Canpech. Let's improve relations. So, rough start so far. Got a terrible heir. Then he died. And that cost me the stability point, which is unfortunate. So early into the game. It's not going to cause too much issue right now, other than maybe the legitimacy. Yeah, that's unfortunate. How much does it cost? Woo. Woo. Yeah. Deving up here, pretty expensive. Primitives plus 50%. I want to take a look at trade goods in here. Because I think any cloth reduce, like, I know cotton reduces dev cost. What does wool do? Movement speed. Is that a mountain province? That's highlands. So it's local dev cost plus 20 minus 10. So not gonna be terribly useful here. Well, had some traditional Magnus luck right at the top. Who murdered my son? I mean, my kid was a baby. It's like probably still squishy skulled. Couldn't have been that difficult to murder. Oh, merchants. So I can't see any other. Not much to do other than just collect from trade. That's a rough start. Definite rough start. I have no good land. In terms of trade. That's the best one that I can get my hands on anytime soon. See, I could always, so you're allied with, would he join you? Probably. Probably would. There's always the option that I could stack wipe his army right at the beginning of the war, which is a very low possibility of actually happening, but it could. Yeah, that... This hurts. That hurts. Yeah, that hurt. Let's hope for a better heir. It would be hard to get a worse heir than a 4-pointer. 031 was the idiot that popped out. So that is let's take a look at that. This is Chichimek and Tonala. Sort by name. Chichimek's 5,000, potential of 6. 6, potential 7. So they outnumber me 2-1. Unless I had an ally in with it. And the only way I could take them out myself is if I got super lucky and managed to stack wipe this guy's army and carpet siege his land. Because I could fight one of the armies, you know, easy. But not two. Not two. Did Mosquito, like, migrate? 'Cause I thought they were somewhere else. I thought they started out right there. Yeah. Huh. Maybe they're migratory. Well, alrighty. Do you want to be my friend yet? Yes. Alright, can we Royal Marry? Yes. Sale of titles. Do we have titles here? Is that something we do? My lord, one of your advisors has suggested selling off titles of nobility to anyone who could afford to pay. It could bring in lots of money and open a way of social advancement for the rich if we do, but it would devalue the idea of nobility and perhaps upset the existing aristocratic families. Is that a... Ooh, that's a free stability point. Actually, you know what we're going to do? Is we're going to buy the number 1 point for 105, and then we're going to get the free one to go up to +2. Ah. Do we need that right? I don't think we need that right now. I think we're okay without that right now. And actually, I'll leave it on there. I won't disable it just yet. All right, it's gonna be a while till we can expand. I need a friendo to help me, or I need this guy. I need war to start breaking out. Just kind of bide my time and wait and see how things go. I'm a patient man. I can wait. Because if I'm lucky, someone will smash this guy's face off. And then I can attack this guy. Oh, why? What's going on here? It is time to decide how we should sacrifice the human offerings. And there are several different ways to choose from. Decapitation, heart extraction, arrow sacrifice, disembowelment, or throwing the offering into a cenote. What should we choose? The decapitation of the offering is done in a ritual reenactment of the decapitation of the Maya maize god by the Mayan death god, while the heart extraction is inspired by the Aztecs. The heart is pulled out while it is still beating, blood is smeared upon the image of the temple's deity, and the corpse is skinned. Nice. The arrow sacrifice begins with the offering being painted blue with a white symbol over his chest, then bound to a stake during a ritual dance while wearing a peaked cap. Blood is drawn and smeared upon the deity's image, and the dancers then take turn shooting arrows at the offering until its whole chest is filled with arrows. Disembowelment is a slower death, but not as elaborate. A sacrifice is bound to a stake with his hands tied behind his head, then disemboweled. The offering can also be thrown into the sacred cenote. Decapitation, stability, and I get some unrest. Extract. Oh, whoa. Okay. Well, can I eat the unrest right now? Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I wonder what this does. Seriously, what does this do? What is the ramifications of picking one of these? I don't know, but it looks interesting. Let's go with... Let's do the dance, and everybody shoot arrows at the dude. So I was complaining about that -1 stability. Now we're at +3. So there's that. Institution spread. What's an institution? I wouldn't know. Oh, it's gonna be a long haul to get to another tech. But if you could get a military tech up on an enemy in Central America, you rule the continent, or the local area at least. You know, like combat width and just a little tiny bit of extra shock when the other person doesn't have that means the world in this area. The other option, I still think that my initial option was the best one. My other option would be to just dev up the area so I can get a larger military. But I think that my initial plan is probably going to be the best one. Wait until war breaks out. And it'll happen, don't worry. It will happen. This area is nothing but chaos. Just wait. Is there anything I could do to mess with them this early in the game? Nope. Cars, I can't even support rebels. Not that they would have any, but... They got some gold in here, I think. That's cows, gold, and gold. And then I think there's some more gold there. Well, we could just do this. Oh, yeah. Take all of the gold and go economic ideas. I think economic ideas are going to be real strong for this start here. But that's going to be the you know, an economic play. Strategically, I want to grab up as much of the coast as I possibly can. Declining power of the nobility. As both influential landowners and traditional warrior class in our state, the nobility have not fared well lately. Through a combination of excessive infighting and poorly coordinated power plays, the nobility have lost influence in that place. Tiziccoac? I'm sorry, Mexicans. Because I can only assume that a lot of these names have survived the ages, and then I'm just butchering the pronunciation of some like Mexican town or region or something like that. Although, I mean, I'm assuming that based on the fact that I'm from New York, and a lot of, you know, towns, areas, hills, mountains, lakes, rivers are all maintain their native names. All right, recall that guy. So I have 2 friends. That's something. I'm gonna have to, you know, betray them at some point, but stuff happens. It happens. National idea unlocked at 5. That's, that is a ways off when you're starting out at 1, isn't it? Let's see. Wave of obscurantism. As a typical response to different kinds of problems, obscurantism was a frequent behavior in most nations, at least until the Age of Enlightenment arose in the most advanced Western nations of the European continent. Knowledge is power. Ignorance is bliss. We must divert state resources to counteract this dark trend. So it's just the 5N. I guess it's just the least worst. Oh, they found me. I wonder how long it's going to be until our first little crises here. So what I'm hoping is that, you know, the Aztec decide that things aren't going to fly and they got to start hitting their neighbors. They already is it Protect? Allied with Colmia and Mixtec. Just thinking. Colonial. I think it's probably not the best idea. It would probably be strong economically in terms of growth, but considering the fact I'm going to have a really big issue when the white man arrives, probably should stack, like, economic and military ideas so that I can fight to the best of my ability. Because what I found is that oftentimes you can't win, you know, toe-to-toe with them, but you might be able to stalemate them long enough that they're willing to just give up. You know, if they try to land troops and you hit them on the, you know, waiting at the landing zone, so they got like a -2 modifier, and you have a good general, and you outnumber them because they only sent over a few thousand troops, you might be able to keep them off your shores long enough, kill a couple guys, and keep them off your shores long enough to stalemate them, and just either get a white piece or just have them give you some ducats, or maybe even like a lowly developed colony or something like that. Hey, got trustworthy allies too. Oh, might as well accept that one now. So we should be on par. Yeah, I was about to say we should be on about par in terms of our power levels. So I didn't think it would be. I thought it'd be getting a favor every 1 year. It's every 2 on these guys and every 2 on these guys too. I wonder if that's just base gain. Well, it looks like they're a little stronger than me. So I believe I should be able to see my total development somewhere. Economic. Ah. That's rough. That is rough. 111. 111. So these guys got 5, 5, and 5. So I've got 6 dev. They've got 15. And this guy's got 16. Ah. Well, there's your problem. I didn't realize how poorly developed I am. But anywho, I think we're going to call this an episode right here. Thank you for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you have been enjoying the video. And I will see you all next time.